Here I want to look at methods that are available for manipulating strings. Methods are functions that are built into the string object and let me do things with a string. Now, before doing that, I really need to point out that there are differences between the methods available in different browsers, and you can find more information by going online. Here, for example, I've gone to the Microsoft website and I'm looking at the methods available for Internet Explorer. If I compare that with the methods available, the methods documented on the Mozilla site, which shows methods that are available, for example, in Firefox, then there are some methods that are specific to some browsers. I'll consider the problems of dealing with different browsers later in the course, but for now I'm going to try to stick with the common methods, the methods that are going to work with strings no matter which browser you're using. So here are some examples. I've created three string variables. One is hello world, one is just a blank string, and the other says send email. Now this first method, the char_at method, gets a character at index 1. Let me show you this in action. So I load this up into the browser. This is the string methods.html file, which is supplied in the source code archive, and here it is in the browser. So s.char_at1, well, strings are indexed from 0, and s, the string, holds the string hello world. So at index 0 is h, at index 1 is e, and sure enough, when I display s.char_at1 in my web page, it shows the character e. The next one finds the index of a string. Well, the string I'm looking for is WOR, so let's count along that. So that's 0 is H, 1 is E, HELLO takes me to index 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is the space, 6 is where W occurs, and that's the index that's returned because the next three letters match what I'm looking for, WOR. The next two methods are fairly straightforward. One sets the string to lowercase, the other sets the string to uppercase. Now the next one's quite a handy method. It lets me search for one string, and if it's found I can replace it with another. So instead of hello world I now have hello moon. The next one, I get a substring and I go from index 1, which is E, and I count for 3. The second argument here is the number of characters along the string that I want to count, and that gets a substring from the starting index, that's at index 1, to the number of characters, that's 3 characters, and it returns ELL. The next one is a link function, and what this does is it allows me to create a hyperlink in the document without having to write the full HTML tag. So I just pass it an address. This is the address of the bitwisecourses.com website, and I call link, the link method, upon the string. The string is, in this case, hello world. So the end result is it displays hello world, and it links to the page which I've specified, which is the Bitwise Courses front page. And finally down here I've got a mail to link. Now a mail to link is what you'd write to create a link that starts up your email program and gets it ready to send off a message to whatever address you've put in there. So here I've created an href equals, but look what I've done. I've split up the string into little bits. So I'm putting together the string from smaller fragments. And then in the middle I put mail MSG, which is the string up here, which is what's going to be displayed in the browser, and that says send email. And so let me show you this. I click send email. Starts up Outlook in my case, and it puts the address that I've created at the top, ready to send that email. Now the reason I broke it up into little fragments here is because I don't want malicious software programs, I don't want robots as they're called, to come around to my website and try to harvest my email address. That's one of the common sources of spam email, is automatic programs that maliciously go looking around websites for things that look like email addresses. They harvest those email addresses, put them into some database somewhere, and all of a sudden you're getting a lot of spam messages. By dividing the string up into little fragments, I'm hiding the fact that this is an email address. So this creates a full email address from the fragments, and that's a safer way to embed email addresses into a web document. There are even cleverer ways of mangling email addresses, and I'll look at those later in this course. So that's a quick overview of some of the ways that you can use JavaScript to manipulate strings using string methods in your HTML documents.